Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Precious Metal Summit 2017 Commodity TV here in Zurich for you. And now we have a new company, Coro Mining, and Louis Tondo, who is the president and CEO, wants to give us an insight. Welcome.
Thanks, Johan.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for taking the time. Fantastic. Coro Mining, what's the company about? You have a small copper production, but you are poised for more in Chile, right?
Exactly. Well, we are a copper producer now in Chile. So Chile, as you know, is a very nice jurisdiction to be a copper producer. We've got two assets. One is called SCM Berta, and our fantastic flagship project, which is Marimaca, which I'd like to talk more about.
Absolutely. But first, let's stick shortly with the production, because I think you are doing like 4,800 tons, which is 10.5 million pounds. This, I would say, brings some of the base cash flow, right?
Exactly. We started producing there in the last June from Berta Mine. Berta Mine is close to another plant that we bought also back in 2015. We developed that plant and expanded its capacity. It started with 3,000, now it's 4,800 tons per year. And we started mining from the Berta in June. That's a very special process where we leach the ore close to the mine, and then we produce a liquor concentrated with copper, and that liquor we are transporting to the Nora plant where we produce the copper cathodes.
Fantastic. What is the margin on your production? How much money have you made this year?
Yeah, well, we started in June. We are ramping up now production to reach the capacity level, the nominal capacity level, and the idea is to declare commercial production by early next year.
Okay, perfect. But let's put it that way. What is your production cost per pound of copper for next year? What are you planning at least?
Right now, we at this current copper price, we are going to be producing at a margin of $1 per pound. So that means between $6 to $8 million free cash flow per year.
Nice to have, I would say. Okay,
yes,
super. Then let's talk about your flagship project now. Marimaca, what is it about?
Marimaca. Marimaca is just north of Antofagasta, which is one of the major cities in Chile.
Absolutely.
Marimaca was discovered back end of 2015, and between drilling out the deposit and declaring 43-101 resources was less than a year. So we declared the resources by beginning of this year. We've got something like 40 million tons of resources. Half of that was measured indicated, and the other half is inferred. So what we are doing right now, we are running an infill drilling campaign so that we can convert most of these inferred resources into measured indicated, which effectively would double the amount of resource we've got today.
Fantastic. And the target is to bring that also in the future into production?
Exactly. We are running a feasibility study. The feasibility studies should be finished by the first quarter of next year. And the idea is that as soon as we get that in a level that we prove that it's economical, we can start trucking ore to another plant that we also acquired in June this year, the Ivan plant.
Okay, wow. That's a really quick pass, I would call it.
Exactly. The Ivan plant capacity is for 10,000 tons of cathode per year. So if you just sum up the Berta production, which is 5,000, plus the 10,000 will be at 15,000 level in less than 2 years. So that's a very quick production profile.
Absolutely. And let's say to bring this property into full production, how much money is still needed? I mean, you have the one plant there, but do you need any additional money?
That's the good thing. The capex is not going to be intensive. The amount of capex we think is going to be in the range of $10 to $15 million US.
That's easy.
So for a production of 10,000 tons of cathode per year, it's a very low-intensive project.
Yeah, especially if we take like 6 to 8 million, you have cash flow anyway from next year onwards. So I mean, you can stage it. Maybe you can finance the whole thing out of the cash flow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, Marimaca we think is going to have a larger margin that we've got for Berta. So therefore, this mine, Marimaca, can produce free cash flow of up to 30 million tons per year. $30 million per year.
Yeah, okay, super. Wow, that's great. Where do you estimate the mine life for those two mines?
Okay, for the current resource base we've got at the level of production that I'm talking about, 10,000 tons per year, the mine life can be as big as 15 years. So what is the whole strategy at the end of the day? We still have the deposit open in 3 directions, and we've been consolidating area around Marimaca because we think can have a more prospective ground. So once we define the total amount of resources that the potential this area can have, we'll have to scale up the project again. That will be phase 2. But that has got the opportunity to be much bigger than what we are talking about now.
Fantastic. Okay. Last question then. What would be, let's say, the real accelerators for you 2018, the things you really need to want to fast track to achieve?
Okay, so we need to put Marimaca into production towards the end of next year. Berta is already in production. We need to then continue doing our exploration programs, which is scheduled to do from now on towards next year. And once we define the resource base, we can then redefine the scale of the project and go for some extra permitting that will be required. But we think in 2 years' time, we will be probably in the optimal scale of Marimaca.
Super, perfect. It was a great final sentence. Thank you very much for that. Very interesting project. And honestly, we love copper because for e-mobility, the world needs copper.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. And I just want to make a note for the potential investors. We are hugely undervalued. So if you want to, take the opportunity is now, because from now on, we are going to just grow.
That's an even better final sentence. Great, I like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Luis Tondo, the president and CEO of Coro Mining. And you heard it as he said it, the company is heavily undervalued. Definitely, they have already a smaller plant, the SCM Berta, in production, approximately 5,000 tons per year. And they want to enlarge this to additional 10,000 tons at the Maca. And check out the company, I would say. And copper is the thing which the world needs. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Zurich.
Thank you.